Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. And may I start by thanking the Leader of the House on behalf of all members, I'm sure, for giving us those recess dates, which will be very widely welcomed. Today is the birthday of Abraham Lincoln, perhaps the greatest of all US presidents, and so perhaps a fitting moment to talk a little bit about public service. May I start by congratulating the chaplain, the Reverend Mark Birch, on his new job at Westminster Abbey, and in welcoming his successor, the Venerable Andrew Hillier, as chaplain to the House of Commons. We thank them for their service. I also note, Madam Deputy Speaker, that the International Olympic Committee has banned a Ukrainian athlete from wearing a helmet of remembrance for his fellow athletes killed by Russia. Talk about public service. Madam Deputy Speaker, otherwise the news has once again been filled by a succession of the most appalling misjudgments by the Prime Minister. These include decisions by him to ignore both public evidence and private advice and appoint not one but two men with continuing connections to convicted paedophiles to the House of Lords. It's been confirmed today that the Prime Minister was aware that his nominee, Matthew Boyle, had campaigned for a man charged with distributing indecent images of children 2 months before the Prime Minister appointed him. The fallout from the Mandelson scandal so far has included the departures of the Prime Minister's Chief of Staff and his Head of Communications, one after 18 months, the other after just a few weeks in post. Now we have the leaked news that the Prime Minister's own personal choice of Cabinet Secretary is being forced to step down after barely a year in post. As they say at the BBC, deputy heads must roll. Of course, no government is free from scandal. Goodness knows, I can say that from personal experience. Certainly not the previous ones, as the House will know well. But let there be no deflection or fudge on this matter. There has not been anything to compare with this catalogue of personal misjudgments by a Prime Minister for perhaps 60 years. Every sitting day, the chaplain leads this House in prayer for public service, that we may, and I quote, as a House, never lead the nation wrongly through love of power, desire to please, or unworthy ideals, but lay aside all private interests and prejudice. Every member of this House knows those words. But that is precisely what these people have failed to do. That said, Madam Deputy Speaker, I hope I may end on a positive note with a truly uplifting story from this week. Some years ago, my constituents, Sam and Emily Stables, set up a brilliant charity called We Are Farming Minds in Herefordshire, dedicated to supporting farmers struggling with poor mental health. Sam's a sheep farmer himself, knows only too well from personal experience how immensely difficult, stressful and lonely life can be on a farm. Still more given all the recent troubles farmers have had to endure, including outbreaks of TB and other diseases, dysfunctional farm payment systems, increasingly burdensome regulations, and of course, most recently, the farm tax. On average, a farmer commits suicide every week in this country. But on Monday, Sam embarked on a walk of hope from Ross-on-Wye to London to support Yellow Wellies Mind Your Head Week and greater public awareness of mental health in the farming community. By my calculations, he's coming through the Chilterns right about now, Madam Deputy Speaker, heading for High Wycombe. With luck, I should find him this afternoon on the trail around Beaconsfield. Madam Deputy Speaker, this is what real public service looks like. Let's all take this opportunity to send our deep thanks to Sam and Emily and to their volunteers and supporters for the extraordinary work they do. Yeah.